No, I think the process is so long and grindy on the Tommy John that you eventually have to trust it. You know, we're out firing the ball from pretty long distances on the line and throwing it hard off the mound and spinning breaking balls already. So, you know, you naturally begin to trust it over a while. Now, when you start throwing, for sure. But I think by the time the season rolls around, it should be a far distant memory.
The snapping the curveball, is that put the most stress on it?
No, not at all. Early on, when I first started spinning balls, it still would fire it up more to really let one go as far as my fastball goes than curveball.
Have you talked to Tommy John?
I haven't talked to Duncan.
Would you want to?
I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean, he's a respected pitcher in the game, so yeah. I mean, I talk to any guys like that. But as far as the surgery goes and the rehab goes, I mean, I've talked to so many guys, you know, that have done it more recently than Tommy John has, by quite a long way.
That would be everybody.
So, yeah. One thing I did do the other day was I took down Tim Hudson's number, and I intend to call him. Just as an outside source to what can you expect type thing on your first year back.
Yeah, it's a common notion is that even if the strength and velocity come back, maybe command is the last thing. Is there any way to even know that now? I mean, is there any way to know whether...
Gosh, I don't know. I haven't felt that at all. I felt like my command was there far before my velocity was there. And maybe that's because I wasn't throwing real hard, but I don't think that should be an issue.
Mo today said he could see maybe ideally 150 to 180 innings. Is that what you used to? I know you're used to maybe the 230. Are you thinking even higher?
150 innings sounds like half a season to me. I mean, that's 5 innings for 30 starts. If I'm making all my starts, I just don't see how that'd be possible. But he is the boss, so at the end of the day, you defer to him. But
That was the low end.
any pitcher that, you know, is out there competing their tail off and is decent at what they do should throw more than 150 innings, I feel like. So that would never, ever be a goal of mine. I kind of stop and refrain from setting inning goals, especially this year, just because we'll just have to wait and see. But if I make all my starts, I don't see how that would be.
Talked to Carlos Beltran already?
I haven't, no. I do have his number. I took it down the other day. I got it from Mike. I'm going to call him before we get there. Yep.
But when you heard that he was coming here, what was your reaction?
I was excited. I mean, when you lose a guy like Albert Pujols, you know, you're going to, even if you have great players to replace him, you're never going to be able to really replace Albert Pujols. So when you get a great all-star like Carlos Beltran and sign Rafael for callback, you know, our team looks pretty deep, pretty good. A lot of switch hitting going on in the middle of that order. Top to bottom, we're going to be very tough.
How long will it take for you to say something to him about the curve?
I don't know. I may let him say that. I may let him bring that up first. I'm sure later on down the road when we get real comfortable with each other that I might just drop something in there. It's going to be a while.
So how did last season go?
It was great. Yeah, it's great. Very short. I was only home for 2 months this year, and then I'm back down to Jupiter. So short off seasons are good usually. Not when you're rehabbing from Tommy John, though. Usually, short off seasons mean you won the World Series, as we did. But 2 months at home was pretty tough to leave.
Adam, with Albert gone, there's been a lot of talk about who might be the face of the franchise going forward, and your name comes up quite a bit. How do you feel about your name being mentioned in talk like that?
Well, I appreciate it. You'd think they'd pick a prettier face, but you know, I don't know. I'm going to let that happen naturally if it does, and if it doesn't, then so be it. But I do feel like I have a leadership role on the team. I feel like you know, I can help in a lot of different ways. So we'll let somebody else decide that.
How do you feel